Well, Dave, you just instantly went over the intro. That's why I was being quiet, because it's,
Oh.
that thing that you sent me. Welcome to the Dave and Nick Show. Nick Show, the Dave and Nick Show. As you can tell, Dave's here.
Did I just walk into the wrong building?
I think so, yeah.
This is not the Dave in Real Life channel. What's going off here? What's this about? I mean, I kind of remember this channel, but it's been a while. How you doing, Nick?
I'm all right, mate. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all good. Good.
It's Phil and Brad Mitchell. That's who it is.
Oh, well, I'm keeping my hat on. I'm going to pretend that I've got hair to people what don't know me from my channel. Like, I've got hair underneath for you, honest.
We've actually came together because this is a new show that we're doing on the channel. We're going to do different topics each week. We have going to be pre-ordering. That's not the word. Pre-recording.
Pre-ordering?
Pre-ordering. Pre-order your Dave and Nick show today.
Yeah. We're at £10 a month. It's a good pre-order.
Okay, that was off to a great start. So this we're gonna pre-record. I got the words right this time.
Don't pre-record, go fade away. Does pre-record, does fade away.
Fucking hell. This episode is about the new WWE belt, which will be on the screen now. There you go. I actually like the look of that, if I'm honest.
Like I said on the live stream last night on my channel, it just reminds me of the big gold. Yeah, obviously they've slapped the big massive WWE logo right in the middle of it, which is a bit annoying, but I can understand why, because of branding. You had a look at Super Bowl this year, and they had one of the winners carrying the belt around, and it's there. You can clearly see what championship is that. Oh, it's WWE's, isn't it? And it's like free advertisement, so they dish these belts out to these teams. It's like, yeah, they're going to carry these belts around, and it's like free advertisement for a minute. So
you can't complain because, like, I know as an AEW fan, but AEW do it as well. So that symbol on the front doesn't bother me. It's more of the look of the belt than it is the actual looking.
I think that's the impressive part about AEW belts. They have look like championship belts. They do look kind of unique and they look special. As much as I obviously have my opinions on AEW, the championships look like proper championships. And I've always felt that WWE's just haven't looked like proper titles. They're just big, massive logo on it. I mean, I don't think that we've had a proper title after like the spinner belt. I mean, once we got the toy spinner belts, that's where I think it all just went downhill in WWE with the titles, to be honest with you.
It did, if I'm honest.
I thought the UK title was beautiful. That was a championship, but I thought, yeah, you really want to win that. But then I think the other belts have failed massively. So this is kind of like a step in the right direction for me. This looks like a championship. What you'd think, God, if you're going to join this company, look at what you could win. That is a title that you'd want to win, carry, and it looks prestigious.
It looks like you're a champion, really.
Well, yeah, it has an air of past as well. Yeah. It's like it harks to them, the big golders, obviously, as what we've referred to already. It has that feel of that. And when you look at the legacy that championship has had in the past, you know what I mean? Fans are now going to go, oh, who had that belt before? And they'll check it out and just make it interesting, won't it? So,
get my T-Bird out. The real question is, what is Roman going to do with his belts now?
Well, like I said just before we started recording, I have done a video on this. I will reiterate for anybody who hasn't watched that video, because I don't mind talking about it. I feel that there's got to be an emergence of these two titles, I don't think it'll happen under Roman Reigns, to be quite honest with you, because unless they kind of give it as an award for doing the 1,000 days reign, but that's really only the Universal title anyway.
Yeah.
So it
It's
wouldn't
not
make
both.
any sense under Roman to merge these titles together to have one belt. But as we're seeing right now, there's a massive storyline. Cody Rhodes is earning his right to be champion. It starts with Brock Lesnar at Backlash. I don't know who he faces in Saudi Arabia, but who knows? He might not even have a match. Who knows? But the only other side to that is what if they do just stick him in that match for this heavyweight title just for him to lose again?
There is a
Because he's got to
chance.
have a championship match, hasn't he? And it wouldn't make sense for him to face Roman at Night of Champions because Roman's, I think, facing Nakamura from what I've heard.
Oh, that could be. To be fair though, did they do something at one point, and then I think Nakamura got injured or he just disappeared off TV for a long time?
Yeah. It was. I think it was meant. He was. Did have a kind of little bit of a feud with Roman at one point. But like I said, I just feel that they might do that. Maybe put Cody into that title match. Maybe even have him up against Seth Rollins. Why not? They've competed against each other. They've got a nice little rivalry. Shove him into that. Have him lose to Seth because he needs to lose to Seth at some point
Oh,
because
Roman
he's
or
beaten
Cody?
Seth. No, I mean Cody.
Well, Seth needs to get
Cody's
past
has
almost
got all the
first.
victories over Seth
Mm-hmm.
Rollins leading into pay-per-view so far. So maybe this is the way that they work that. Give it to Seth. So he's on SmackDown because he'd already been drafted over there. Roman's drafted to Raw. I think they move Bloodline to Raw, to be quite honest with you, because they can tell a bit more of a grittier story.
Yeah.
They've got more that extra hour to really sell stuff. I feel like they've struggled a little bit with the 2 hours to fully
Yeah,
get
it
us
did.
invested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got us invested, but
They
you
will be able to
start
get us
doing a
more
Bloodline
invested.
storyline on a 3 hour show. You've got a lot more scope, and you can get a lot more wrestlers on as well. Whereas SmackDown, it dominates SmackDown, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
Bloodline storyline just dominated it, and you've got a couple of matches in between that story. I feel like it's a little bit better for that show, to be fair.
You have everyone waiting for the Bloodline story on a Friday. So it's putting it over to Monday Night Raw. They'll be able to have a full hour just dedicated to the Bloodline. I think.
And I think you could just move Judgment Day over to SmackDown, and then they continue their feud with Latino World Order,
Please
which
don't.
seems to be a massive thing right now.
Oh,
And you've got the Brawling Brutes over there. You can really start a faction war on SmackDown without the Bloodline.
no. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Do you know
Well,
what I mean? There's
we'll get
plenty
to
of
that
little
in a minute.
factions. I mean, obviously, Hit Row. You can throw them into the mix if you wanted to.
Maximum
They're
main models with Otis as the lead.
Yeah, they're really selling that as well at the minute. I do think him and Chad Gable are going to split up. Chad
Yeah.
did suffer a defeat on Monday Night Raw.
Again.
Yeah. So it looks like we're heading for a split on Alpha Academy. To be quite honest with you.
I don't mind that as long as they push them both because they're both very talented men. Well, that is for a different thingy. Right, Mark
Yeah. We'll talk about tag teams
and stuff.
what could happen with that division in another episode. But
The real question is, Dave, who would you give the first run of the new belt to?
Seth Rollins.
This beautiful belt. So you say Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins is ideal for it. I feel that he's had so many losses at pay-per-views recently as well. So for him to pick up a victory against Cody, might make Cody look a little bit weak, but you could have Roman interfere or the Usos interfere in that match. It's not. It wouldn't be hard to still make Cody look pretty strong, but give the title to Seth. And then that desperation, because then Roman could obviously use on Monday Night Raw, the Monday afterwards, and go, you can't even beat Seth for this belt. Yeah. How can you beat me for my championships? It's not going to happen. And that's That's perfect storytelling in my little world. You know what I mean? You don't want to ever feel that Cody's the favourite. And I feel like that's how they've done it. Having him lose at WrestleMania,
Mania.
then forcing him to face Brock Lesnar, it's earning you a spot. Winning the Royal Rumble shouldn't really earn you a title straight away.
I
And he's
mean,
from AEW. You've got to remember that he's only been in the company a year. But, well, back in the company a year. He shouldn't be, when you come from a rival company, you shouldn't just walk in and expect him to give you a title. Vince makes you work for it. And always,
oh,
has always
Vince
been the
really
same.
does.
What's that?
Vince really does make you work for it.
He,
But
he doesn't
when
hand it
Cody
to you on a
came in,
plate.
it wasn't Vince in charge, was it? It was Triple H.
Yeah.
And he's been a little bit more lenient, hasn't he, really? If you think about it. Like, he has been giving more people chances to earn that spot, if that makes sense, instead of where with Vince, you're going to be working for a very long time.
Well, let's. I mean, right, I'm going to throw this in a little bit of a curveball. We've got Seth Rollins versus Omos at Backlash, but nobody asked for.
I don't know, like, Vince is in the back right now, took one out.
Yeah. It's got smells of Vince, right?
Mm.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Omos is going to win that new championship by the end of the year. He is going to be champion. Eventually, by the end of this year, he's going to be champ of SmackDown. I think he gets pushed onto SmackDown as Omos, and Omos becomes your new world champion by the end of the year. Because it's Vince.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be champ. He doesn't
No.
deserve to be champ. But this is Vince we're talking about. Look at the big guy. Oh my
Look
God,
at
he's a
him.
monster. Let's stick the title on him.
Mm.
And he will. He'll do it because he knows it'll piss people off.
Vince knows how to do that, big time.
Yeah, he does it because he don't want to give you what you want. He gives you what he wants. Yeah, I don't want to listen to what you guys want.
No.
This is money. You'll get pissed off at him being champ, and then I can work my magic then and have so and so beat him later down the line. It's ridiculous, but I reckon Almost will be champion
If
eventually. He'll
if
let Seth
almost
have his
wins it
little run.
first, right? Who, if he wins it first, obviously no one wants him who all thinks he will. Who would beat him? Who would be the first person to beat him if he beats Seth for the belt? Because that's what I'm thinking the backlash match is for. Because I haven't really paid attention.
Well, he's lost to Brock. He lost to Brock at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
didn't he? So, knowing Vince's mind, let's give it back to Brock Lesnar for another run. Yeah. I feel that when you look at Omos, if you book him correctly, he's a mountain in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's just not a great wrestler. He's not
He looks the
convincing enough
part.
for me.
He's just not the part.
Yeah. He just reminds me of like Giant Gonzalez when he was in WWE.
I was going to say
It,
Jay Cargill, but I would probably like to look at Jay Cargill more than Omos, if I'm
no, but
honest.
Jay Cargill's there's nothing to hide with her. She's muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
She's like the extreme, like I don't physique and everything else. Jordan Grace fits definitely that mold.
Yeah.
You'd see them two have a fight would be epic, but I don't know. Jay Cargill don't really hit the spot for me as a performer.
She can hit my spot. She can hit my spot any day. So almost before we get too carried away talking about
I know we're not
other
simping.
promotions.
This is not a simping. This is not a simping. So. I mean, if I'm even trying to cover up my Bailey picture. I mean, if
I've changed my bedroom round so you can't see my poster, but I can. Do you want to keep looking over to? Like, yeah, hey.
so if your camera starts shaking, we all know what you're doing.
Luckily, it's on my desk. If you see me keep fiddling with the mic, like, you know what I'm
When
doing.
your face starts going. Anyway,
we'll end this episode here, and then we're going to record another one because we want to keep these to about 15 minutes each.
all right, okay.
Keep them short, sweet, to the point.
So how are you going to do an outro? Because we kind of just ruined that outro bit.
Well, technically, we still are in the outro. Thank you for watching. All Dave's links are usually in the comments, in the description anyway, so go and check him out. If you have his OnlyFans, he has a picture of him stood behind a fan naked. Because that's his only fan.
Me only fan. Ha!
Your only fan.
It's it. £1. £1 only fan.
£1 only fan. He got it cheap.
Get it cheap from Poundland.
Hey, they're like £2 now. That's fucking another story. Right, thank you all for watching. Before me and Dave continue on. Right, goodbye.
Put your thoughts in the comment section.
Oh,
below.
yeah.
Bye for now.
Yeah, do that. Right, goodbye now.